All right. So welcome everyone to the Leo New Moon call on July 28th, 2022. Welcome to those who are on the call and those who will be coming on later, listening later. Everyone receives the initiation, everyone receives the transmission equally. Yes. So let's just begin by placing our hands on our heart. As soon as you place your hands on your heart, it's like telling your whole being to come home. To just land. To become present. Now let's just begin taking long, deep, slow breaths. Just blow out the first 3 breaths, anything that would keep you from being present here now. And now just taking in a breath from the void of infinite potentiality and resting that breath at your heart. And now sending that breath down through your lower chakras, through your feet, into the heart of Mother Earth, landing right on the lap of Lady Gaia. And take a pause. And now breathing up the silvery light of the Mother with the breath to the heart. Take the pause. See your 4 lower bodies, the physical, mental, emotional, and memory bodies lighting up with the silvery light of Spirit, of the Mother. And now sending that silvery light out through the crown to the sun and the great central sun. And take the pause. And now we have landed in the great auditorium, the great temple. In the heart of the great central sun, we are surrounded now by that golden light of Spirit. This is our return home in the spiritual world, to the heart of the great central sun from whence we have been manifested. So now breathing in the golden light from the great central sun and bringing it down through the crown to the heart. Holding it, and let your 4 lower bodies light up with like twinkling Christmas tree lights, golden lights. And now sending this golden light down again through your lower chakras, through your feet, to the heart of Mother Earth. Send it down as the breath with like you're blowing through a straw. So it's landing once again in the heart of Mother Earth, firmly grounding to what you're sitting on, bringing all your presence into your body, and now breathing up the silver light again to the heart. And holding it. And sending it out through the crown, through the sun, to the great central sun. Holding it. Bringing down the golden light to the heart. And now intensify it. Pull Mula Bandha, if you know what that means. Place your eyes up to the third eye. Make it really, really, really intensified. And then release it down into the heart of Mother Earth. And now on the in-breath, bring both the gold and silver to the heart. Holding it. Seeing your heart lighting up with this gold and silver light, gold and silver light, gold and silver light. And now blowing it out into your own tube torus field, 360 degrees. And feel now how that energy begins to circulate around you, that gold and silver light in your donut-shaped torus field emanating from your heart. And now we're going to breathe in the gold and silver light again. Intensify it, pull Mula Bandha, put your eyes up at third eye, make it really strong, really strong, really strong. Magnify it, magnify it, magnify it, expand it now, and blow it out. And we're going to do that one more time. And this time as we do that, when we blow it out, we're going to see it expanding now. Our own personal auric field and the group field that we are creating now, we're going to see it expanding out to encompass the whole world. So again, let's breathe it in. Holding it. Intensify it, intensify it, intensify it, and blow it out. So just see and feel now the whole planet totally engulfed in this gold and silver light. This is the golden electric light that we have pulled into our own auric field, and the silver magnetic light from the heart of the earth, bringing that balance of male, female, mother, father, matter, spirit into our own field and into the entire earth. Now let's just have that vision, hold the collective vision of this gold and silver light just circulating through all of the earth, raising the frequencies of all the evolutions of earth, and bringing in a divine coherence, as above, so below, as above, so below, as above, so below. Let's just all say a yes to that. Yes, we see this happening. Yes, it is happening. Yes, this balancing of heaven and earth is now occurring through our own attention on it and through the balance that we hold for the planet. Just close your eyes now and stay within this heart space. I'm going to begin the invocation. Pull up some music. Just stay in the space. Okay, I'm not getting it. So we're just going to go right into the invocation. Oh, good, there she is. Okay, so taking long, deep, slow breaths, putting your hands at your heart if you feel comfortable to do that in prayer position. At this point, I always like to invite everybody to turn off your video because that helps me stay really connected. So we call forth now 144 Hathor guardians and 88 Hathor gatekeepers. Take your places. So I send forth now Archangel Michael's shield of protection through the field. So I send it through like Reiki, receive it into the physical, mental, emotional bodies with the breath. Hold it. And when you feel like you've received this vibration, sending it out into your own sphere of light. Now let's just take the breath, holding your hands at your heart again. Take the breath from your heart, send it up as a gold and silver loop to your crown. Back to your heart. And now to the base of the spine chakra, your root chakra, and back to your heart. Just let that figure eight flow, move, gold and silver light. And now from the heart, send your loop up to the sun and back to your heart. And now to the heart of the earth and back to your heart. And one more time from your heart to the sun, to the great central sun. And back to your heart. Now to the heart of the great central moon and back to your heart. And so when we do these figure eight loops, we're actually connecting in a flow the gold and silver light. We're anchoring it through our bodies, and it becomes a coherent flow, helping us to bring all of our four lower bodies and our chakras into balance. So we call forth now Archangel Michael and the archangels and archei form a circle around our space. Anchor now your columns and pillars of light. Ein Sof come, mighty seraphim come, gold and silver dragons. Alpha and Omega, Helios and Vesta, God and Goddess Meru come. Lord Maitreya come, Gautama Buddha come, 5 Dhyani Buddhas. Place your presence here with us. Call forth now Isis and Osiris, Yeshua and Magdalene, Kuan Yin and Avalokiteshvara. Cosmic Mother Mary, Queen of Heaven, Archangel Raphael, come. Archangel Metatron and Lord Melchizedek. Isis, Anubis, Sekmet, Ptah, Nut, and Geb, and Ra. We call forth now, beloved Sekmet, Goddess Sekmet, the lion-headed goddess. Just take a breath and just ask to feel the essence of Sekmet, to feel her vibration around you. Bring to mind a statue that you've seen of her, the human body, the lioness head. And feel her placing her presence right in front of you so that your eyes are level with her eyes. Your chakras aligned with her energies. And now we call forth beloved Saint Germain and Portia, Pallas Athena, Lady Liberty, the Great Karmic Board, beloved Sanat Kumara and Lady Master Venus, the Holy Kumaras from Venus, come, bringing that love ray, the rose pink flame of the Divine Mother. We invite in now, beloved Serapis Bey, the Brotherhood, Sisterhood of Luxor of the Ascension Temple. We ask now for that whole frequency and vibration of the Ascension Temple and of Luxor to be placed over each of us individually and over this call. Beloved El Morya, Katumi, Dwakul, Lord Lanto and Confucius, Nada, Hilarion, and Paul the Venetian, come, come, come. Sananda and Sanada, the Ashtar Command, our own twin flames and soulmate families, our star ancestors, the Lyrians, the Pleiadians, the Syrians, the Andromedans, and the 12 star systems who support the planetary evolution. We call in now the Lemurians and the inner earth. And we call in now the 144 aspects of our own divinity in all planes and all dimensions and all time frames. Call in the dolphins, the whales, the unicorns, the dragons, the merpeople, the trees, the minerals, the plant kingdom, the elemental kingdom, the earth, the fire, the air, and the water, the crystal kingdom, the angelic beings, the ascended ones, we give gratitude now for this time of coming together and all that we are about to receive. the joy of being in sacred community, the blessings, the blessings, the blessings. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. Just taking a moment now to just really feel the presence of the masters, the beings of light around all of us, around this call. Anchoring the sacred frequency and vibration. So take some long, deep breaths now, coming back into your body as we take a look at this Leo new moon, the astrology, the numerology, the energies, and the initiation that we're going to receive from Sekmet. So the Leo new moon has a 555 code to it. Leo rules the 5th house of romance. And it actually happens at 55 minutes past the hour, so 1:55 p.m. Eastern Time. So 5 is all about change. It's about, it has a dynamism to it. It's like the middle of the numbers from 1 to 10, right? It's the middle. So it's the tipping point, really, when the acceleration starts to occur in the momentum that has already started. Okay, so what we're going to see during these next weeks is a real acceleration of energy, a faster pace. Things are going to be happening more quickly in our own life and on the planet. And yeah, they're telling me it's time to hold on to your hat. You know, it's like that point we're at the top of the roller coaster, right? And we're just about ready to go down that big deep dive and to accelerate. This is the moment that we're at on planet Earth. And as above, so below. So we're also at that point in our own personal lives. Something new is beginning with this Leo new moon that is going to have a lot of momentum with it. It's going to take us to new places, right? So let's just feel into that. So I haven't made this blend yet, but they gave me the name of it. Get ready, get set, go. So that's what I'm going to like really project to you right now is that energy. Get ready, get set, go. So we're in that getting ready and getting set stage. Here we go. Receive it. And when I project the blends, just breathe it in. Hold it. Just receive the frequency like Reiki. Just consciously taking it into the physical body, the mental, the emotional, and the memory body. And then blowing it out into your sphere. And whatever you blow out into your sphere, you can actually bring in again when you remember to call it back in. It can be reactivated. So Leo is a very exciting, dynamic. It's a fire sign. It's very passionate. It's has a lot to do with heart, empowerment, with courage, with love and romance. Leos often have beautiful hair, long hair. They like to be on stage. They like to be the performers. They have an air about them that when they come into the room, everybody notices, right? So Leo is about having fun, and it's also about courage, that connection to the heart. It's about stepping out of the box or jumping out of the box or leaping out of the box to be your own person, to be your own authentic beingness. And this is a theme that's been coming forth in these last few months, is that everything that is happening to us is really pruning us, pruning the excess, right? Sculpting us, like the great master sculpture of our own I am presence is just really shaving off whatever is not needed so that the true essence of our own divinity can emerge, and we can anchor that within our physical bodies in this lifetime, right? So for the heart expansion aspect of Leo, I'm going to give you that blend, opening the heart space. So receive it now. Breathe it in. Let's just hold the vision of any heart walls that you have, any protection that you've had to have around your heart, just melting now, just like melting butter, just melting. We can let it go. We can trust the universe to support us. Yes, and we say yes to that. So what you are passionate about manifesting is located in your fifth house in your own chart. So if you know your astrology chart, or pull one up, you can find out what is in your fifth heart, and you can really connect to an aspect of your divine plan and what it is that you are to be calling forth. It will just give you information about, a little more information about who you really are and what you've come to do, right? So the new moon is at 5 degrees, 38 minutes of Leo on July 28th. So 28 reduces to a 10, so that's a new beginning, like it's a mega new beginning, because the 1 number is the sovereignty and the 0 is the infinite potential of the void. So it's a mega new beginning that we are now at. And 5 degrees 38 comes up to a 17, which reduces to an 8, which is that infinity sign. It's flow, it's abundance, it's immortality. So this is what's getting activated now with this Leo new moon. An interesting thing about the astrology right now is that there are many fixed signs. So you're in, let's see, this is Taurus, Sun and Moon and Mercury are fixed in Leo. Uranus is fixed in Taurus, and the South Node is in Scorpio. So what does this mean? It means that fixed signs have a bit of rigidity to them. They don't really want to change, right? They want to hold on to things as they are. So there's a part of us and a part of the collective consciousness of the world that is saying, no, we don't want to make these changes. We just want to stay where we are. It's too uncomfortable to go through this changing process, right? But Uranus is there, and Uranus is the planet of freedom. And it's saying, no, we're going to make these changes, right? Saturn is that planet of the systems of the world, the governments, the societal systems, that fixed structure, right? And now Uranus is saying, no, we're going to make some changes here. And we're going to redesign some changes. It's like the whole planet and each of us is under reconstruction, right? We're in that reconstruction phase of dismantling what has been and what has been the modus operandi for planet Earth. We're dismantling that now, and out of the ashes, we are creating the new. And in this process, we are in the uncomfortability aspect of having everything around us, like if in your house, like if you're living in your house when your house is being remodeled, there's all these things going in and all these walls going down, and there's dust everywhere. And this is how we are on planet Earth right now. We're still in that phase of unraveling, of the taking down of that which no longer serves, so that that which is the grand design and the true sacred geometry for each of us and for the planet can then be brought into full manifestation. So Saturn right now is the sign of control, and it's opposing Mercury, and it's in a T-square with this triple conjunction I'm going to tell you about. So this is any squares in the astrology bring up the tension. So if you're feeling there's a lot of tension in the air in your own world, in your family, in the world around you, this is what is happening. Now, what is so big about this, the energy of this new moon and the time that we're in right now, is that there is a very rare conjunction, triple conjunction, that will be happening on the 31st and August 1st, exact, but it's the influence is like 2 weeks on either side of that, and it actually carries on energetically until October, okay? So Mars is conjunct the North Node. So Mars is the activation planet. It's the warrior. It's the aggressive energy that moves things forward. It's in Aries. So Aries is also about new beginnings. It's about being the pioneer. It's like, let's get things started, right? The North Node is the collective future. So this is where we're going. Uranus is all about freedom. It's about shocks. It's about surprises, sudden surprises. It can be about seismic activity on the earth. It's that kind of an eruptive energy that comes almost out of seeming nowhere, but it changes your world forever, right? So this is what's happening, is this triple conjunction. Uranus and Mars conjunct the North Node, okay? This is, one of the astrologers called it an eruptive energy. It's an ignition point. It's very rare. I think this exact conjunction in Taurus was like 2,400 years ago, one of the astrologers said. Okay, so it hasn't happened in our lifetime, certainly, and it hasn't happened for a very long time. So what we have with this Saturn and Uranus and North Node, what we have is the Uranus as the new, bringing in the new and the shocking events. The North Node is the new, and Mars is like firing it up. Okay, it's saying, let's get this party started, really, right? So we have the elements of the past versus the future, the freedom, the truth, the awakening, and the shock element of all of this coming in. So I'm going to give you New Earth Rising Shifting Frequencies. So receive that. New Earth Rising Shifting Frequencies. Take the breath and blow it out. So can we just take a moment to say to your I am presence, okay, beloved, I am presence. I am willing. I am here on planet Earth. I am here to serve. I am here to grow. I am here to love. And whatever it takes to purify me, to prepare me for that divine alignment of embodied my I am presence, I am willing. I am willing. I am willing. And in my willingness to receive these energies, I call forth grace and ease and perfect timing and alignment. I choose to be aligned with my own authentic expression of my divinity. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And when you say this prayer, you're actually inviting in the angels, the masters, the beings of light to assist you in grace and ease in this dismantling process, the taking apart and putting back together again of that which, taking apart of that which no longer serves you and putting it back together, freeing that energy to put back together in the greatest alignment. So the sun and the moon are actually conjunct Ceres, which is a smaller planet. I can't remember what they call them, but it's known as the god of agriculture. So what this is bringing up is attention on the food supply, upon what they're telling me, nourishment inside and nourishment outside. So it's not just the food, the physical food, but the food of our soul, what feeds our soul, right? And in the outer world, the whole world is taking a look at, okay, maybe there's going to be food shortages. What do we need to do about it in my personal world? And how can we change how food is produced for people on earth? There's a lot of discussion about that right now. So let's just feel that vibration and just know that whatever we're experiencing in our life, like what Simona was saying, it's been 3 weeks now, I've been sick. Basta, right? This is sort of how we feel on the earth. Like it's been these 2 years that we've been undergoing this intense process, and we're ready for it to be over, right? But the great mystery is it's not done until it's done, until we've completed the whole cycle. So if we can just relax into it and just say, okay, I'm willing, just show me the highest possible navigation through this portal for me, for my family, and for the earth, right? This is a prayer I use, okay? The good news now about the astrology is that there's a trine between Jupiter, the sun, and the moon. Jupiter actually stations direct today, meaning that it's most powerful in its energetics today. And Jupiter is that beautiful planet of benevolence. It's like very expansive. It's about abundance. It's about love. It's about good things for our life. It brings in hope. It brings in optimism. You know, Leo is also about romance. So if you're in a romantic relationship, it can like make that sweeter. If you're calling in a beloved, it's a time that you can bring in a beloved. But most of all, it's a time to expand our own heart, expand the amount of love that we can give to ourselves, and expand the amount of love that we can give to others. So we can really take advantage of this now by tuning into our heart, really focusing on expanding our ability to love more, to be more compassionate. Actually, I pulled in 3 cards, 3 Ascended Master cards, and they just tie into just what I said. The first one is Lady Master Venus, bringing us the love from Venus, downloads and understandings. The Miriam Sacred Vision, holding the sacred vision for the earth and for ourselves. Yeah. And Kuan Yin, care and compassion. So the Divine Feminine really came in these 3 cards for us to hold that frequency for this Leo new moon and this cycle that we're in. So this grand trine is bringing us new beginnings and forward movement. That really connects in again with the 5, that forward movement. It connects in with the Mars wanting to move forward, to get things started, to like I say, get the party started. We're over the what we've been experiencing, and now we're really ready and hungering for joy, for community, for fun, for dance. All of that is coming in. So Jupiter is in Aries, like I said, which is like the pioneer. It's about moving forward. It's creating new things. And the words for Aries is I am, I exist. I am, I exist. It's a statement of sovereignty. So I'm going to give you the blend for that. Remembering I am. So just receive it. Remembering I am. And breathe it in. And hold it. Remembering I am. Isis is all about putting the pieces back together, the great remembering. She had to go find all those missing pieces of Osiris and bring him back and put him all together again. This is what we're doing in our own lives. Okay. And Leo, the statement for Leo is, let my light shine. So I feel this is the initiation we're all going through right now, is the expansion of the heart flame, the point at which the light emanates, the light of our own I am presence, the light of our own divinity is anchored in our physical body, in the heart, the physical heart, as a little flame. And as we put our attention on it, we can grow that flame. And as we breathe in that breath, gold and silver breath that we practiced in the beginning, we are really amplifying the amount of light that shines forth from our heart into the world. Okay? So for that, I'm going to give you the blend called Dancing the Light, Shining for the World. So Jesus said, as long as you are in the world, you are the light of the world. Or as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. He was talking about the I am presence. So wherever you are anchoring your own I am presence, and you are the light of the world. And Leo loves to dance, so we're going to the blend Dancing the Light, Shining for the World. Receive it and hold that image in your heart. Dancing the light, shining for the world. Take it in, hold it, feel it. I'm actually seeing that image of the dancing Shiva. Dancing the light, shining for the world. Beautiful. Woo! Okay, so Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Sagittarius is also a fire sign. So Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius are all fire signs. There's a lot of fire coming in now. We know this is the dog days of summer when it gets really, really hot during August, right? So it's that fire of purification and that flame of freedom that's really coming up in us, commanding us, demanding us, asking us to move forward, to take our full authority over our own sovereignty, right? And move forward in our soul's evolution. So a beautiful thing that's also happening is that Venus is at 12 degrees of Cancer, and it's next to the God star Sirius that we've all come through, right? Which is at 13 degrees of Cancer. So this is bringing up, putting a focus on finances and relationships and love. So this is a beautiful thing. Let's just breathe in, that goddess, Lady Master Venus came in to give us this code for Venus next to Sirius. Sirius is the star of Isis, right? So really, really feel that sweetness, the love, feel Isis, goddess Isis. I'm going to send in that blend Wings of Isis. I can't remember. Wings of Isis, personal empowerment. Receive that. Because it's time. Wings of Isis, personal empowerment. Because this time is all about taking back our power. And this morning when I was meditating with Sekmet, she said that, you may be familiar with the concept that we are the receiving station and the transmitting station for the light. So that means that we receive the light and the love from our own I Am presence. We bring it into the body. Through our body, we send it into the heart of the earth, just as it flows through our body into the earth. And then we transmit it through our heart and through our consciousness out into the field of the planetary body. But she told me one more thing. We're not only the receiving and transmitting, we are the transmuting stations for planet Earth. So whatever is coming into our field, we have the opportunity to shine the light on it, shine the violet flame on it, transmute it into a higher frequency and vibration, and then transmit it out to the planet in a higher vibration. So this is like really a beautiful concept, isn't it? So I'm going to give you Love is Sacred Alchemy for that, because this is what we're doing through our love. And I'm going to actually blend Love Sacred Alchemy with Earth Love, two blends together. Earth Love is really about that we so love the earth that we were willing to come here as star beings, as cosmic beings, to anchor our own I Am presence, to anchor our love, to do the work for the evolutions of Earth, to raise this planet into the ascension. So the blend is Earth Love combined with Love Sacred Alchemy. Receive it. And breathe it in. For I so love the earth that I volunteered to come with Sanat Kumara and Lady Master Venus on this earth mission to anchor my light, to anchor my love through my physical body into the earth and out into the world. Okay, so I'm going to show you, we'll go through the process of calling back our power. So we lose our power through traumatic events that happen in this lifetime and other lifetimes, right? And at those moments, we left behind pieces of our soul. So in that moment, we either gave our power away, it was stolen from us, or it was ripped from us, right? So the moments when we perhaps in other lifetimes, our blood was spilled upon the ground, where we were raped, where we were traumatized in any way, even traumas, emotional traumas of words can have this effect. And wherever we've left those pieces, in order to be whole, we really have to go back and reclaim them, right? So we lose our power. Okay, so we are made to be a chalice. And I want to tell you that whatever teachings come forth during this entire call are teachings that Sekmet wants to share with you. So we are made to be a chalice, right? To receive the light, the energy from our own I Am presence into our body. Right? When we do that, like if you put your arms up, the light coming down from your I Am presence actually goes into a V right into your heart, right? And then if you were to see yourself putting your legs out, it would go into the earth. So we lose the light coming in from our I Am presence needs to have a container to hold it. We lose our power from it's released through holes in the base of our spine chakra, right? So instead of being a chalice to hold the light, it's more like we're a sieve that the light is really running through our body and out the other side. So what we need to do is to reclaim that lost energy, whatever we've left behind, those pieces of our soul, and close up those holes. So for this exercise, you need to like stand up. Okay. And I'm going to stand up and hope, I don't know if you can see me. Let's see if I can put my chair back. Okay. So basically, first of all, we're going to call in a white fire, blue fire vortex from the heart of the earth. So just create a circle in front of you with your right foot. Make it counterclockwise and make it a circle big enough for you to stand in. So make your circle, stand into your circle. And now we're calling for the white fire, blue fire vortex to come up through your circle and up through your body. And we're asking it to scan through all of your Akashic records, past, present, and future, all planes and all dimensions, right? To find those moments of trauma when you left pieces of your soul behind. So just asking your I Am Presence to open the records to all the traumas that you have experienced in this lifetime and other lifetimes where you have left pieces of your soul behind, and just see this process taking place. The white fire, blue fire vortex is sort of like the connecting point. And now we call for your I Am Presence now to send forth the violet flame into all those situations, to open the records for you, for everyone who was there for you, to transmute whatever happened at that time and create a new story for it. We're sending forth the frequency of return of the dove for that flame of forgiveness through all of those records. And giving it up to spirit for just surrendering the story. We don't need the story anymore. We can let it go. If it's past, it happened, it's gone now. So just allowing that to take place. Okay, now we're going to turn our attention to the physical body. Reposition this. So I said the base of the spine is where you lose the energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill up those holes. So we're standing in our own vortex of spiraling vortex of blue-white light, which is gathering together all of our pieces. And now we're just going to reach down into the earth and bring up in your hands, just like this crystalline gel from the earth. So this crystalline gel is like the gel that you put around a bathtub caulking. That is gel when you put it on, and then it forms a soft rubber seal. So that's what we're going to have in our hands. And now we're just going to put it over our base chakra. So put your hands right over your crotch, front and back, and feel all of those holes where the energy was escaping now being filled with this crystalline gel, filling in those holes where your light and your love and your energy was escaping. Perfect. Now, can you feel a difference in the light that's coming in from your head down around you? You can take your hands away now and just anchor to the earth and just feel if you notice a difference, like there's more light coming into your body, being held within your body. Now that these holes are sealed. And now we're just going to place one-way valves within each of those holes where there was a hole. One-way valves so that the energy cannot escape anymore and go down and out of your body, but it can only come up. So now we're just going to call for all of those pieces of your soul that were being collected within the blue fire, white fire vortex to come up back into your body through these one-way valves. And this is how we're going to do it, okay? So you're just standing now, and we're going to take a breath, and we're going to take 9 breaths. And you're going to breathe up from the base of the spine all the way up through all of your chakras to the crown and hold it. Okay, so let's take the breath. And you take the breath like you're breathing through a straw, so it's like the biggest breath you can take, bringing it all the way to the crown and then just holding it. And we're allowing now these energies, these parts of your soul that are coming back in to come into your body, and then just release it. And when you release it, they find their perfect place within the physical, the mental, the emotional, and memory body, wherever that energy was lost from. Okay, so that's breath 1. We're going to do it again, breathing up from the base of the spine through that straw breath. Bringing it all the way to the crown, holding it, seeing these pieces find their proper place. You might feel it as colors, as sacred geometry, as sounds. And then breathe out, let it land. Breathing it up again. Holding it. You may sense now how there's a reconfiguration happening within your 4 lower bodies as you bring home these missing pieces. Blow it out. And you can take your hand up from the base of the spine in front of you, just like I'm doing. So here's number 4. Holding it. Notice how you're becoming more grounded, more present in your body. Blow it out. And here is number 5. You may even have memories of this lifetime or other lifetime that are now being, your soul aspects are being brought back into. Breathe it out. We're on number 6. 6 is the mother. This is the mother flame, the divine feminine we're bringing back in now. Perhaps records from Lemuria on this one. Breathe it out. Number 7. Breathe it in all the way to the crown. What colors are coming in now? Blow it out. Number 8, this is that reconnection, earth to heaven to earth. Breathe it back in. Bringing in that real sense of you as a spiritual being in a physical body, anchored on the earth. And the last time, one more time, bring it up. To the crown, holding it. And just feeling now the fullness. Perhaps a fullness that you haven't felt for lifetimes, anchoring you within your body. Saying yes to that. So just take a breath, anchor it. I'm going to give you that blend, finding me, healing the inner child, bringing back home all of those pieces. So you can go ahead and sit back down again. Let's just say yes to really anchoring everything that you've brought home. back into your body, that you can really utilize those pieces of yourself and the gifts that they have to offer. As you anchor you confidently, playfully, joyfully, passionately in the energy of this Cancer new moon. And we say yes to that? Let's do it. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! All right. So let's see what Sekmet has for us. I'm going to give you a little, I'm going to read you actually a little bit about her. Okay. One thing I forgot to tell you about this configuration here and about what's happening in the astrology is that the new moon in Leo is conjuncting the U.S. North Node within 1 degree of the U.S. natal Vesta. Okay, so Vesta is an ascended master. It's actually Helios and Vesta in the soul, the sun of our earth. Vesta is the keeper of the flame. She was a goddess that was worshipped like in ancient Rome. Yeah, there were temples to her. And that's where we get the Vestal virgins, the virgins who kept the temple and kept the energy flowing into that temple of Vesta. So Vesta takes devotion to even higher levels, okay? So we can connect Vesta with the Statue of Liberty holding the torch of liberty as the symbol for the United States, holding the light of the world. Now, the true divine plan for the United States is to actually bring forth Christ consciousness to the planet. Now, we can see that the United States and those who have been running it have taken us way out of alignment with that destiny. So the United States is in this very couple year cycle, I think, of the Pluto return. So the Pluto is the transmutation of whatever is not in alignment with the blueprint. So the Pluto return only happens to the natal chart only happens every 300 and some years. So America's in her Pluto return. This is the time of the dark night of the soul. This is the time when everything that is not aligned comes up to be released, put into the sacred fire, and reformed again. So, the new moon in Leo also closely conjuncts the U.S. natal chart's North Node, that future destiny. So particularly here in the United States, there is this huge transformation taking place, right? The old coming up for transmutation, releasing it. Many people are feeling this like hopelessness, right? That I've heard comments in stores the last 2 days of people going, there's not even 50% of people, of the good people on the planet anymore, or the good guys. And I go, no, there's more. We're in it. And they go, no, I don't believe it. So this is a time when it's really important for us as the transmuters, that receiving the light, transmuting the darkness, and transmitting a new vision for the new earth. And this is what we are really called to do in this time. And the Sabian symbol for this new moon and the U.S. nodal north node. Okay, the Sabian symbol is a symbol that was brought down, downloaded to someone, I don't have the real story, in the 30s, I think, the Sabian symbols came forth. And there's a Sabian symbol for each degree of the astrology, the 360 degrees. This one is the Sabian symbol for the new moon and the U.S. natal north is a conservative, old-fashioned lady is confronted by a hippie girl. Okay, so just receive that image. An old-fashioned lady is confronted by a hippie girl. So this is the past and the future. This is the youth. It's like the newness. It's the new creation that wants to come forth, facing off with how it's always been. Okay? So just take that in. So whether or not you live in the United States, we're all influenced by what's happening in America and how this whole situation outplays here. So I'm going to give you that blend, God source alignment, embracing change. So our willingness as that old lady to look upon what perhaps the hippie girl with the flower in her hand is offering as something sweeter, something more aligned, something more loving, something more innocent on the earth in our new world. God source alignment, embracing change. Receive it. Take a big breath. And what they just showed me is that this is a process that's happening perhaps in each of us. You know, that old part of ourselves that doesn't want to change, that doesn't want to give up, that doesn't want to let go of relationships or situations that feel comfortable even if they're not in alignment. And then our little inner child comes with this flower and says, Mommy, let's do it differently. Let's do it with more love. Let's do it with more fun. I'm ready for more fun, right? The hippie inner child is coming, presenting a new life to us in some aspect of our life if we will only say yes and embrace it, right? So let's take a breath. Really, the message on the earth is it's time to have more fun. So, and it's time to keep our vibration and our frequency high. So one other thing that I received this morning is like I was actually feeling pretty depressed about my situation and about it felt really, really heavy. And I was in meditation and they said, okay, just remember, ask, how much of this energy that you're feeling that feels heavy actually belongs to you? And when I did it, when I asked, it was about 5% of it actually belonged to me. So we have to remember that as those transmuting stations and as empaths, we're taking on what the world is feeling, what the mass consciousness is feeling, right? And it's not only what the mass consciousness is inherently feeling, but also what's being programmed to the mass consciousness in terms of storylines of separation, of division, of whatever it is, right? So this is what we're transmuting. This is what we have the opportunity to keep putting into the sacred flame. And this is what we have to remember, is that we are here on a mission to Mother Earth, to the evolutions of Earth, to do this spiritual work. And when we do it, we release the burden that we're carrying, because as soon as I went back to only 5% of this is really mine, I think I'll just transmute it. And as a teacher of mine says, just say, transmute, transmute, transmute. And then your own ion presence just takes care of it. It sends forth the violet flame through whatever it is. The flames have infinite intelligence. They go right where they're needed. And you can let it go, and now you are lighter. So this is really key in this time. Number one, holding the energy high. Number two, when you feel a burden, just letting it transmute through your body and realizing that it's not all about you. Okay? So let's take a look at Sekmet. She's the lion-headed goddess of war. She's one of the oldest known Egyptian deities. She protected the great pharaohs and led them into war. From the breath of the goddess, the desert was born. Her very name is derived from the Egyptian word for power, and she was known for being fierce and bloodthirsty. So you'll hear that story in a minute, the bloodthirsty part. She's the dominant goddess of the 12th. Okay, somebody needs to be. Okay. She's the dominant goddess of the 12th dynasty and was a solar deity as well, the daughter of the sun god Ra. Often she's depicted dressed in red to signify her bloodlust. I don't know why they keep focusing on that in this document, but we're going to get there. And she wears a sun disk on her head encircled by a Uraeus cobra, which also represents the story of her own creation. Sacrifices were offered to the goddess after the war in an effort to please her. Sekmet was so widely worshipped that the pharaoh Amenemhat I moved her cult center when the capital of Egypt moved to Itchaway. I don't know I'm the pronunciation. Okay, so here's the myth. As the myth is told, the god of the sun, Ra, became angry with the people of earth. They were not properly following the laws he had given them and maintaining justice. As punishment for the disobedience, he pulled an aspect of his daughter from his eye in the form of a cobra that transformed into a lion, thus the lion goddess. She was a daughter of Ra. Okay. He then sent her to earth to destroy the dissidents. The eye of Ra became Sekmet. She ravaged the people and the land was covered with blood. Upon witnessing the carnage, Ra began to feel sorry and tried to call off the lioness, but she was bloodthirsty and ignored his plea. Anxious to stop the killing, Ra poured thousands of jugs of beer sustained with pomegranate juice into the Nile, coloring it as red as blood. Sekmet, thinking it was blood, drank it so quickly that she became completely intoxicated and slept for days. When she woke up, her lust had diminished and the humanity was saved from her wrath. Justice and balance existed once again. Also, as it happened, the first thing Sekmet saw when she opened her eyes from her drunken sleep was the creator god Ptah. She fell madly in love with him, and together they had a son named Nefertum, and the family of three became the triad of Memphis. So let's just take a breath on that story. Some aspects of it that's really stand out for me is that, humanity has really come away from, in the purity and the true alignment with the creator God, goddess, right? With our own divinity, with the peace and harmony and love that really is called for on planet Earth. And at some time when the pendulum swing goes too far to one side, there's got to be a reckoning. There's got to be a bringing the energies back in now. And in a sense, that's where we are on planet Earth, is this whole recalibration of how things have been happening on planet Earth for many millennium and bringing it back into wholeness. So there's that concept of the great out breath of God when God creates everything, and everything is brought into an existence, and it's an expanding, and then there's the in-breath of God when everything has to come home to God. And this is what is happening, right? We are being called home to our heart. Everything that's out of alignment with goodness and purity and service and the best, highest and best for everyone is just being called back into alignment. In the midst of that is the sacred fire burning off the dross, whatever is no longer needed. So we are in it. We are in the process. The most important thing is that we remember who we really are as star beings in physical body, here to be receivers, transmuters, and transmitters of the light. Okay? So let's now transition into whatever Sekmet would like to share with us in a channeling. And I'm going to take off my video as I go into this space. I ask you to actually close your eyes for this part as well. Go into your heart. Really make that alignment. Remember seeing Sekmet standing right in front of you, eye to eye. As we receive this transmission, whatever she wants to share with us. So just take some long, deep, slow breaths again. Breathing up the silvery light to the heart. And out through the crown. Breathing in the golden light to the heart. And down to the earth. You might just ask, Sekmet, place your presence over me now. Merge with me. It is I, Sekmet, and I come to stand within your sacred circle. As I have placed myself before each of you and looked from my eyes, into the window of your soul. I see you. I see your essence. I see your beauty. And I feel your commitment. The commitment of your soul to this journey on planet Earth. And to your own journey back home, to your own divinity. Feel the fierceness of my courage within you. It's times like this in the planetary evolution that courage is needed as a resource to navigate what feels like tidal waves pouring again and again through the earth. Sometimes it might feel so intense within your body that you feel like a volcano about to erupt. And this, my friends, is what a great portion of people on earth are feeling at this moment. And so I summon now those who are the starseed and the light bearers on planet Earth to remember your high and holy calling to be the light, to hold the torch high for planet Earth, the torch of freedom with Lady Liberty. For in truth, I tell you, it is always darkest just before the dawn. And so, yes, there are transitionings left to happen on planet Earth. Events that must occur. And so I invite each of you to remember yourself as the image of Lady Liberty holding high the torch. The storms of the Atlantic Ocean and the winds wailing around her at times. And yet she reaches higher and higher and higher with her torch, grounding deeper into the very ocean, holding space for the emotions around her. And sometimes it feels like you are all alone, perhaps within your family, perhaps within those around you, perhaps with what you were seeing on social media, that you are the one. Wow. And the thunder comes down. You are the one that all the earth is holding. You are holding the balance for the whole world, for all those around you, holding the torch higher, because you are the one who remembers in the midst of those who have forgotten. And so, as I am a solar deity, I invite you to remember you are a solar deity as well. Your true essence is a star somewhere in cosmos, shining bright, holding space. Your planetary systems revolving around you as a sun star. And this is the image that I invite you to hold for yourself as a being, a divine being on planet Earth. See yourself now, your human personality, the way you see your physicality, morphing into a sun star. Infinite light, infinite love, infinite power. And so, because of past experiences in previous lifetimes, many of you have made a vow to never step into your full power again because it was too dangerous. Either you were punished, you were accused for something that went wrong, you were taken out of embodiment, you were hung, you were burned at the stake, you were made wrong for being in your power. And so you made the vow to your own self that you would never step into that much power again, as it was too dangerous. Perhaps you made a decision that seemed right at the time, but brought calamity around you. But beloveds, let that old story, let that memory be taken into the violet flame. It was only an experience, and it's over. And as you surrender, holding on to that cellular memory and the memory carried through lifetimes, give it up as the rightful offering on the altar of your own divinity. Let it be consumed by the violet flame, by the love flame, by the blue flame of God's will, and by the yellow flame of Christ consciousness and divine illumination. And most of all, let it be consumed by the white light of purity. For you are the crystalline being of the sun star that shines so bright, it actually emits the white opalescent radiance of the highly evolved star system. See yourself now as an orb of intense fire, white light, radiating the intensity of purity, of innocence out into the world. Feel now the multicolors within your white flame, the yellow flame of joy, the pink flame of love, the blue flame of empowerment. Feel the swirling of this flame around you, for this is truly the threefold flame of your heart. The three in one, the power, the wisdom, and the love. All spinning together so quickly, they become that white opalescent flame of divinity. This is who you really are. As you expand and you put your attention on expanding this flame of light within you, let it dance, beloved. Let this flame dance. Dancing joy, dancing empowerment, dancing love. Touching each one who comes into your presence with this flame of divinity within. And like in a wildfire, this flame is contagious. It can be transmitted consciously and unconsciously to others in your midst. And they too can begin to burn with the flame, the threefold flame of balance, of power, wisdom, and love. Held within the container of purity. And so, beloved, in this moment, I take you to a memory. In a different timeline, when you were fully in your power, fully anchoring divinity through your body, fully radiating this threefold flame, fully balanced, all-powerful, all-knowing, and everywhere present. Receive now this image within your own knowing. And if it doesn't come immediately, ask that it might be shown to you within your dream state. As I invite you now to come to my retreat, my sacred temple this night, as you sleep, as we continue now these teachings, how you too can show up within your confidence and your God-Goddess power and the fullness of the great being that you are, to take your place on planet Earth as that shining sun star that you are. And perhaps you may be feeling the heat right now within your body, as this white fire flame has been activated and expanded. Ask now that this placement of Jupiter within this astrology might help you to expand your heart flame and to bring in the balance of the power, the wisdom, and love in your threefold flame. That this expansion quality of Jupiter might allow you to step fully into being seen and allowing yourself to be appreciated and loved. That this expansion of Jupiter in Aries might be the new beginning of a new way of perceiving yourself as fully empowered, not from the misuse of power of the ego, but the divine alignment with your own source being. And so, beloveds, my gift to you within this transmission has been to activate, expand, and bring greater balance into the sacred flame within your sacred heart, the threefold flame of power, wisdom, and love. To consume now memories of those traumas that have kept you playing small, and to see yourself as the sun star as you are. And now, with a beam of light from my heart, my third eye, and my hands, I activate like a laser light your own heart flame. Receive it now. For you are a keeper of the flame of life, a keeper of the flame of liberty. And a holder of space for all humanity and the ascension of Mother Earth. I invite you to look into the mirror and into your own eyes and repeat, I remember now. I am a sun star. I am a sun star. I am a sun star embodied on planet Earth. And now I leave you with my words, but not my presence. This initiation will continue for 72 hours. Call to me, and when you go to bed at night, ask to be with me in my retreat. To give you further teachings, downloads, upgrades, understandings, and most of all, courage for the fulfillment of your own journey and mission to life. Namaste, beloveds. Namaste. Thank you for receiving this transmission. Just taking a breath, breathing in the sweetness of the fire of Sekmet, breathing in her love, breathing in her passion to make things right. Breathing in her dedication, and breathing in her fierceness. Just taking long, deep breaths through your body. So I project the blend. Starlight, star bright, brightest star is you. Star bright, brightest star is you. drinking water if you have it. Not the water, well, yes, let's pull in our sacred water. So if you have the glass with the crystal in it, it has received the full frequency of this transmission. Now is the time to drink some. Hold it in your mouth and really receive it before you swallow it. As you hold it, just go back in your mind's eye, in your memory of all that Sekmet shared with you and all that you received from her. So as always, you can put this water in a separate glass or a jar and sip it daily. You can also water it by leaving 1/4 of the amount in, mother it by leaving 1/4 within the glass or the jar and just adding a little bit more. So you will be able to keep it going. So I invite you to turn back on your videos if you'd like to, if that feels something you'd like to do. And if there's any sharings that anyone would like to share, you can unmute yourself or you can put it in the chat. You might want to get a picture of Sekmet and print it out, have it with you. Especially during these next 72 hours when she's still radiating and sending you these frequencies. So, how was it? I know it's hard to talk afterwards. You're still in that frequency of the receiving of the power of this emission. So as always, I invite those who are in Europe to remain in silence if you can, or at least remain in this sacred space within yourself and those around you till you go to bed, really asking and inviting in Sekmet to take you to your retreat. If you're in the West, taking some time to take a bath or go outside, be in nature to really assimilate this blessing. And as always, you will have the recording and you can play it again. And I'm reminded that, when you play the recording, you actually get the transmission and the activation at a higher level because you have already shifted. And what you hear and what you receive is on a different level when you go back to it again. And likewise, if you have another glass of water, it will receive the transmission. And this is not if you just replay it when you're walking around or you're out in nature or whatever. You really need to sit and anchor it like we anchored it here. And then you receive the fullness of the transmission again. All right, beloveds. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for your beauty. Thank you for the love. Thank you for being the sun star that you are. Let me just check and see what one last oil I can give you. Great Goddess embodied fearless alignment. So this is the fearless alignment for men and for women. Great Goddess embodied, that Sekmet is fearless alignment. Just breathe that in. What it would feel like to be in full fearless alignment. So let's just say yes to each of us coming into full fearless alignment. You can unmute yourself for the yes, yes, yes if you want. Here we go. Yes, 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 yes,
Yes,
yes,
yes, yes, yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes.
yes, yes, yes. Woo! All right, beloveds. I'm going to turn off the recording.